Have you ever felt a heaviness in your spirit that you couldn't explain? A fear that felt older than you? Or a sadness that felt inherited? Maybe you've had moments where you react too strongly or shut down too quickly. Moments where your heart whispers, "This isn't just mine." The anxiety that rises before anything bad has happened. The guilt that appears every time life gets good. The pressure to be endlessly strong, even when no one asked you to be. These feelings are often whispers, echoes, unspoken stories from the people who came before you, is woven quietly into your body, your choices, your relationships. Today, we begin a gentle investigation. Not to blame the past, but to understand it. To see clearly what was passed down so you can finally choose what continues. Our families pass down more than eye color and recipes. They pass down silent agreements, unwritten rules for how to be in the world, forged in the fires of their own survival. Agreement 1, don't trust the outside world. This might live in you as a deep hesitation to ask for help, a belief that you must do everything yourself to be safe. It's the armor of a generation that had to rely only on itself. Maybe you avoid asking your boss a question because you were raised in a home where questions meant disrespect. Or you find it hard to lean on friends because your family always said, people will disappoint you. Agreement 2, love is earned through suffering. This might show up as feeling guilty when things are good, or believing you must be useful or in pain to be worthy of care. It's the ledger of a love that was often conditional. Maybe you overgive, cooking, fixing, apologizing first, being the strong one, as somewhere inside, it feels unsafe to simply receive love without working for it. Agreement 3, joy is a luxury we can't afford. This might whisper as anxiety when you spend on yourself, or a feeling that abundance is for other people. It's the shadow of a history where scarcity was a constant companion. Maybe you feel guilty buying something nice for yourself. Or you downplay your success because you grew up hearing, don't let people know you're doing well.
These agreements weren't cruel. They were survival manuals, written in the ink of another generation's reality.
But when we live by an old manual in a new world, we feel lost. We feel stuck in a story we didn't choose to write.
So how do you see it? The pattern isn't always in the big family secrets. It's in the quiet, daily moments of your own life. It's in the body.
That tension in your shoulders when you think of asking for a raise.
That knot in your stomach during conflict. Your body remembers what your mind has tried to forget. It's in the emotional reflex.
The immediate, I'm fine when you're not. The tendency to absorb others' pain.
These are often inherited reflexes, brilliant coping mechanisms that have now outlived their purpose. It's in the relationship script. The partners you're drawn to, the conflicts you repeat, often mirror a dynamic you witnessed but never named. We love and fight from a familiar blueprint. This is where we move from feeling haunted by a ghost to becoming a compassionate detective of your own life. And I have a map to help you start. Take a gentle breath. If you have a journal, you might want it nearby.
Here are 4 questions. This is not a test. It is a conversation with your own history.
1. The body check. What is one physical sensation, a tight chest, a knotted stomach, a held breath, that you often feel in times of stress?
Now ask, can I trace a similar sensation in a story about my parent or grandparent?
Maybe your shoulders tense the moment someone raises their voice, the same way your mother's always did. Or maybe you freeze during conflict, the same way your grandmother silently endured hers.
2.
The financial feeling. What is your immediate gut feeling when you receive money?
Is it fear, guilt, or an urge to hide it? Does this echo a family story about scarcity, loss, or the dangers of having too much? Perhaps you rush to spend money before it disappears, just like a parent who grew up during hardship.
Or maybe you feel nervous holding savings because, in your family, stability never lasted long.
Number 3, the relationship cycle. What is one argument?
Is it disappointment or longing you seem to experience repeatedly in relationships?
Does it reflect a dynamic, a dance of pursuit or withdrawal that you saw modeled growing up? Maybe you always end up with emotionally distant partners, just like your father was. Or you attract people who need rescuing because you grew up being the responsible one for a parent.
4. The inherited phrase. What is one sentence you find yourself saying that you also heard often as a child? We don't air our dirty laundry. Money doesn't grow on trees. What will people think? What was the unspoken lesson underneath that phrase? Perhaps you catch yourself saying, I don't want to bother anyone, because your family taught you to swallow pain quietly. Or you hear yourself telling your child, be strong, even when softness is what you truly wanted growing up. You don't need to have all the answers now. The power is not in the answer, but in asking the question with curiosity, not judgment. This simple act begins to separate the thread of you from the tapestry of we. Let's close with an affirmation for this new awareness. Repeat with me, aloud or in your heart. I honor the past. I witness the pattern. I claim my power to see clearly. Awareness is not confrontation. Awareness is light. It is the first and most profound act of healing, the moment you stop living on autopilot and begin living with intention. In our next conversation, we're going deeper. We'll explore how these emotional echoes travel through our DNA, through our nervous system, and through the spiritual energy of our lineage. And we'll begin the gentle work of release. Until then, be tender with what rises. You are not breaking a curse. You are translating an old, love-filled letter into a language that finally sets you free. This is Bloom with Naya.